So this question says, in the given equation, so this is a quadratic equation, so it's a parabola if you graphed it as y equals, c is a constant. The equation has no real solution if c is greater than n. What is the least possible value of n? So if you were to graph this equation, so right, so you graphed y equals x squared minus 34x plus some value c. Well, if the graph ended up being like this, well, these are two x-intercepts. That means two solutions. And if the graph was like this right here, well, that actually touched right there, that'd be one solution. And this is right here, 0 solutions. So they want to know what would C have to be such that the least possible value, least possible value of n, such that you get no solutions. Well, that's no solution, that's no solution, that's no solution, right? But what is the smallest value that n can be, where if c is bigger than that number, you'd get no solution? All right, so let's see. So let's just type this into Desmos. So here we go. We're going to type in, notice I changed it from this equation equals 0 to y equals. You have to have it in y equals format. All right, so y equals x squared minus 34x plus c. Okay, now we get the slider option. So we're going to go right there. Okay, and then we'll just kind of change it so we can actually see our parabola. All right, there's our parabola right there. All right, and let's play with our c values. So if I go like this, looks like nothing is happening. All right, I can kind of zoom out like that. So I'm gonna have to change the domain of my slider. So I'll just go from like -50 to 50. Hopefully that helps. Will that help at all? I mean, a little bit. What if I went from like -50 to, oh, first of all, that's not supposed to be a step of 50. It should be a step of 1 or nothing. Let's go from -50 to 300. All right. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's still two solutions, right? Two solutions right there. A little bit more. Oh, that's 0 solutions, but I think I can go lower than that. Well, let me zoom in some more. That might be too much. All right, I got two solutions. And if I go over like this, I'm kind of that's 0 solutions, but I wonder if I can go lower than 290. Maybe I just need to type it by hand. What if I typed in 289? Okay, that's right there. That's right on the money right there, right? All right, so hold on. Let me just take a picture of this. Drop it in over here. Okay. So they're saying that if this C value right here, if this C value is 289, so if this number is 289, I have one solution. But as soon as C is greater than 289, right? So if I go over here and make it, I don't know, 289.5, boom, no solution. If I go 289.1, still no solution, right? 289.01, I don't know if you're going to see that or not. Oops. Well, that's interesting. But I see a little gap right there. Little gap. So that means it has to be greater than 289. So C has to be greater than 289. In order for there to be no solution. So if C is greater than some number, Well, C is greater, so that some number n has to be 289. So the answer is 289.